Okay, so now we'll start to create the still cell in the program LIRA SAPR 2017. So it's one of the part of our course project. The first task was to create the manual calculation, and the second task will be to prepare computer modeling of the same cell beam in the program LIRA. So I will try to help you to make the calculation of the beam cell.
Teacher, sorry, did you post this video on YouTube?
Yes, this video, after we finish our lesson, you can find on the YouTube channel.
Thank you.
So let's start from the opening the new file. So we need to create a new document. We'll add the model type number 5 when there are 6 per node positions stopping according to x, y, z, and according to the rotation from this axis. So here we'll give the name of your group. Okay. So first of all, to start create the project, we need to think about how we'll do it. Actually, there are two ways of creating the frame. The first way, it is by using 3D frame, like we can use the regular frames. But we'll use not this variant, we'll use creation by using nodes, and then we'll connect it with the elements with the bars. First, I will add 0 point. So 0 point will be a start of all our construction. So according to my task, I have height of the column 7 meters. So I need to add the other coordinates of the node. It is 7 meters. So I will connect to this point. Now I have the vertical column. According to my task, in cross-section direction, the length of my beam should be 6 meters. So I will make the copy by the parameters of this color to the xx, which will be equal 6 meters. The length of the main beam, according to my task, was 18 meters, if I'm not mistaken. So now I will check it. The secondary beam was equal 6 meters, and the main beam is 18 meters. Okay, right? So we make copy on 18 meters.
А нам тоже это чертить сейчас?
You can do it actually according to your task, like me, just by adding your own initial dates for this course project. So it's a length of secondary beam, main beam. Just the height of the column you can accept like I did it. About 7 meters, 7.1, 7.2, and so. uh, in the study guidance for manual calculation, you had to make the calculation for one span secondary beams and one span main beam. So in this case, I will create the copy not at 1 and the copy of 2. We'll make the project of 2 cell beam. So the beam cell will copy it. By the node. Okay. So now I will add the beams by adding bars. I added it. And now I will add the main beams. The main beam. Okay. So here is the main beams. Now according to the page number 49, here is 2 examples of beam cell. The first is a normal, so second is a complicit. So during the calculation of these 2 variants, the variant of number 1, the normal variant, was more economical efficiency according to the weight, according to the own weight of 1 meter of beam plus the mass of the flooring, steel flooring. And that's why I will use this scheme for the LIRA SAPR calculation. Here is I have 16 secondary beams located in the dimension between each other, which equal to A. And so it is, in my case, 1 meter and 12.5 centimeters. So now I will check it. If I will multiply 1 and 12.5, 16, I will have 80 meters, right? So I will make copy of the secondary beam according to these positions. Copy by parameters by the x, y, which are equal 1 meter, 125 centimeters, 15, if I am not mistaken, right? Okay, so next, to make the or to finish the generated this scheme of the beam cell, we need to add the vertical bracing elements. vertical bracing elements will help us to keep stability after we will add the loads this in. So to make it, I want to show you a little example. Here is example about how will look our bracing elements. It will be vertical X-shaped vertical bracing elements, and the second one through the main beam in 3 ways, so in 3 axes will add the total bracing. It will the section will be applied by the equal angles for each of these 2 vertical bracing elements. So first of all, let's add the first bracing elements. So what we need to do is to connect parts of the column to opposite parts of the column on one side and from the other side. So now we need to add the total frame. So to add the total frame, we need to select the columns. And divide it into proportion to the 9 on the right part. Okay, next. So I push the radar. So length of 7 meters. Apply 6. Amplify. 7.5. 6.5. Okay. It was just as simple like try to find the right proportion for the portal bracing. Because 80 meters is not so big, but it's not the biggest one. So maybe in this position it will be not use this bracing. Okay. So let's try to make the material and properties. So our material will be steel elements. Steel section will be built up section of I-beam. So for flange, we'll use the hot rolled steel sheet. with the thickness not more than 25 millimeters, it will be equal 110 zeros of 1. There no Z position. Let's see here. So okay. So 500 to 18, and for web 500 to 16 zeros. Yes, 500 to 16. It will be K1. Also, I will add this section for main beam. Section for main beam will be 560 to 25. 64, 25, and the web will be 1700 and 18. No, 12. 14. Okay, 14. It will be B1 mainly. And the secondary beam with the I section with beam, the numbers here. The rest and one according to the number. Yes, 33. So with the accordance of the manual calculation, the second task, when there was task to find a section for secondary beam, there was found the section for this beam. This is 33. It's a mark of I section, so to say. It will be 2. Okay. And so also I will add the section for the bracing. Section for the bracing. It will be angles. Steel angle for the construction. So where is it? Okay, still just steel angle. Equal angle. Sorry, equal steel angle. 75 to 75 to 75 to 6. So that's all. Now we will add our, or maybe before we'll start adding, okay, let's make the additional properties for all sections. So let's start from the column. We choose a column and steel material will be steel 245. the additional parameters. It is a column. So in the column we'll make the effectiveness less 1 meter. 1 meter. 1.85. Selection limitations will be no change. You just press OK. And next it will be main beam. Again, we add the material 145. Okay, there are no 40, there are 55, and the 4 French and for still 45. Okay. Additional parameters. It is beam. For beam, we will use 0.33. So to create and check stability. Okay. Selection limitations again will be the permanent. And next, add. I'm sorry. The secondary beam will add the material. Mark of the steel C245. Additional again beam. So factors, safety factors will be like you see here. So I will not change anything. I will just add the coefficient for checking stability. And the last one, angle, full angle, because this is steel material 45. Add additional parameters. This is trace. For trace, we will use factors 1 and 1. So let's accept for our scheme our finding materials. We need to select all columns. We selected it. We need to add the section for them. Build up section key 1. Now we need to add each properties for material, for additional frame, and for selection limitation. So here is we see the writing of all adding properties. We need to click materials and then press apply button. Say yes, yes. So our columns change the color. So there was red, now it became again black. So next we need to okay, horizontal select vertical bars. Selecting we'll select all beams, then make the fragmentation. Use the projection from the top part. And now we'll use the main beam. let's give the stiffness for main beam. For main beam, we'll use build-up section with additional properties material B1. Here also B1 and here B1. So white, press yes, and here's yes. I'm sorry, there are also another main beam. I didn't apply main beam stiffness. To apply. And now the secondary beam. We need to select all secondary beams. So to quickly select it, first of all we'll select the main beam, three main beam, and after them all others. We create fragmentation and we see that there are only secondary beams. So we again press button to the material properties and choose the section. So stiffness type for secondary beam, high section.
Александр Александрович, вас плохо слышно, вообще плохо.
So we add section 33 for secondary beam. Then we add the properties for secondary beam B2. Additional parameters again. Select B2. For material, we select B2. Press to the materials and apply. Yes. So restore model. And now we need to add the material properties only for the bracing elements. We'll choose it. Bracing elements, steel, bracing elements, selection, add selection for bracing elements. And press apply. So the next step will be to add restraints. So we'll add all parameters of restraints, so we prevent any variance of movement for the lowest parts of the column. So it will be rigid connection. So the color of the nodes is changed, as you see. Now we can make the back of this model to see is everything alright. And first of all, add the first load. It will be dead load of the own weight of construction. Own weight. Apply. Set as a current. And to add the own weight to the construction, we need to select all elements of the beam cell, then add to the dead load weight. Need to write the load factor 0.05 and apply. Restore the model, save the model. create the new file K1, save it, then we'll make the packet for the model, and we'll try to make a quick analysis just to see is our created frame right and walk right and so on. So there are some problem with my secondary main beam, which located in the central part. Maybe there was some problems when we added the material properties. So I need to check it. And I will try to add again the additional properties of this game. Properties material. Yes. Understandable. Purpose model. Save. Analysis. Analysis. Okay, so our model is ready to add the calculated loads. In the next lesson, we will add it and we'll see what type of sections the program chooses for us. And we'll try to compare it with the manual calculation. So which of them will be more bigger and which of them will be more later. So we have less than 1 minute. If you have some questions, I'll be glad to answer it. Okay, if there are no questions, thank you very much for this lesson and for previous 2 lessons. See you tomorrow.